Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. For those new here, my name's Nikki. I'm an author and editor and I post videos here on YouTube about editing, writing, reading and all the other things I love. Today we're here for one of my top 10s and I'm talking about my top 10 favourite cities. Now I haven't visited every city in the world of course, but of the ones I have been to, these are my current favourites. So in the bottom spot, number 10, is Boston. It's the only one from America, yes, that made the list, and it was a bit of a toss-up because I kind of love Boston, Chicago and San Francisco all fairly equally. But I think Boston just won because I love the history, the revolutionary history in Boston as well. It's a lovely city, it's a really nice city, you can just wander around. The public transport's good, but you can get around most of the major places on foot as well, which is always really nice. I certainly love my time there and I wouldn't mind going back actually and doing a bit more of the history side of things. I did the Freedom Trail, but I'd love to go back and redo it and do a few of the things I missed. Number 9, Christchurch in New Zealand. I first went to New Zealand in, I believe it was 2004, stayed with my pen pal in Christchurch. Again, it's a lovely sort of smaller sized city that you can just walk around on foot and just relax and enjoy yourself. There's plenty of other great places you can visit in easy distance as well. And it's just one of those lovely little cities where you don't feel overwhelmed by everything that's going on. And that is the same true of number 8, which is Adelaide, which is where I live now. I've been here for 11 years, I think it is now, quite a while. And yeah, it's just one of those really lovely small cities. You can walk the CBD, like from the top to the bottom of the CBD in sort of half hour, 40 minutes, same side to side. It's just a lovely little place, and sometimes I miss all of the activities and things that you get in the big cities like London that you don't get in Adelaide. But overall, for the size of the city it is, it has a lot to offer, and some wonderful green spaces, wonderful art scene, and just a nice atmosphere. Number 7, Stockholm. I love Stockholm, particularly the older town. And again, it's just such a lovely walking city as you cross between all the little islands and different parts of the city. Some great history, some great museums, wonderful cultural exhibitions you can see, lovely shops, and again, just a lovely vibe. Most of the cities I like on this list are because I enjoy the vibe. And number 6 is Florence, a fairly expensive city, and one I've only actually spent one day in, and that wasn't long enough. I'd really love to go back because I didn't get time to do half the things I wanted to do. But it's just, the architecture is beautiful, you get a real sense of history about the place, and you really kind of know you're in Italy when you're in Florence. Number 5 is Melbourne, so another Australian city, and the thing I find about Melbourne is it has a really European culture, particularly in terms of a cafe culture about it. Even more than Adelaide, there's a lot of great cultural activities, some great museums, wonderful exhibitions, and again, it's a lovely city just to mooch around. There's some brilliant laneways with little shops and things, so just another really nice, livable city. Number 4 is London, my dear old London, and I used to live about a 40-minute train ride from London when I was still in England, so I used to go there fairly regularly, and I do love it. It's a wonderful place. So much theatre, so many great shops, particularly for book shopping, which I love. And again, I think the public transport in London works well on the whole. It gets quite packed at peak times, but the underground is a great way to get around the city if you're moving outside the real main tourist areas. And there's just so much on offer. And every time we go back for a visit, I always manage to find something else that I haven't done in the past, some new little museum I hadn't visited when I was living there. So it's always full of great activities. Number 3, Reykjavik in Iceland. I've been to Reykjavik once, spent a week there, and I really long to go back one day because I absolutely adored it. Again, it's a smaller scale city, very walkable city, and with, again, wonderful attractions, just like a short drive away or a day trip away. And it's just a lovely place. The people are so welcoming. You really feel like you're kind of in the wilderness a little bit, even if you've barely left the city, just an hour outside the city, and it feels like you're in this like wild, untraversed place. It's brilliant. Number 2 is Paris. Pretty typical choice. I've always loved Paris. I love the history of Paris. I love the culture in Paris. I love the food, particularly the pastries. And it's just one of those cities where I always feel quite at home when I go back there. And I always feel like I know where I am, I know my way around. Again, a really good underground system and just a great city to move about in. So finally, what made the top of the list? And it's Prague in the Czech Republic. I've been to Prague numerous times. I absolutely adore it. I think it's a bit of a shame it's become so popular, because as it becomes more popular, you see some of those beautiful little shops disappearing to be replaced by souvenir stores, and that's a bit of a shame. I have seen the city change a bit over the years from when I first went to my most recent visit. But that said, it's still wonderful. The old town still has this amazing sense of history. There's so much to see and do there. Food and drink are cheap. And there's wonderful day trips that you can do out from the city as well, to places like Kutná Hora, Sedlec. So many great things to do in Prague. And I love the culture as well, and just the whole vibe of the place. So those are my top 10 cities. What are yours? Do you agree with any of mine? Have you got others that you think I should have on the list or that you want to recommend? Pop them in the comments below and I look forward to reading them. I'll be back again very soon with another vlog. Bye for now, everyone.